What's up, YouTube? We back with another video. I know I've been gone for a minute. I apologize. I'm gonna do better. But today's story time is my first story time, and I'm gonna tell you how I almost died and rose again on the 14th day. So this is my story about surviving COVID. So one second, y'all. One second. But this is my story about surviving COVID. I'll tell y'all from the beginning, when I first found out I had it, like my first couple of symptoms, the whole process. I'll tell y'all because I really did feel like I was about to die. So it was a Saturday. I had went and hung with some friends. It was like, I think it was 5 of us. So honestly, since like the whole COVID and everything, I guess I can kind of say I've been practicing social distance. Well, I guess so, because we've been following the rules. But I really only have like a handful of like real friends that's in Atlanta with me, and most of them are from Indianapolis. So most of my really close friends are from Indianapolis too, where I'm actually from. So I say that because them the only ones I honestly been with during this whole quarantine and stuff. So we normally, go to somebody's house and we chilling, drinking, whatever, a little gathering. So I mean, I haven't really been doing nothing other than that. But anyway, so it was a Saturday. We was at one of my friends' houses, and we was having a little, it was a game night, but wasn't no games there. So we'll say a little gathering, a little, chill session. But anyway, so we was there, and, chill, whatever. And you know how niggas do when they get drunk or just, niggas play too much. So they want to play wrestle and shit. And once you run up on me, motherfuckers break their foot and shit. So, motherfuckers end up in the hospital. But anyway, let's get back to it. But so anyway, we was wrestling that night, and the next day, we had ended up all spending the night or whatever. But the next day, me and one of my friends had ended up going to Home Goods. But we went to literally probably every Home Goods in Atlanta. So we went to at least 5 of them. So that day, we going to all these stores, which I messed up because I would say they did a better job than me, because when you walk into Home Goods, they have like a little table, like, I was wearing my mask and stuff, but you walk in, they have little tables of like sanitizer and stuff. I ain't touched none of it. I didn't get no sanitizer walking in, which my friend did. I didn't get no sanitizer walking out, which my friend did. And I was cool. I didn't really think nothing of it till after. But so that day went on. This is now no, this is a Saturday now. So the little chill game night was a Friday. So now this Saturday we at Home Goods and shit. We was out for probably like 2 hours, maybe 3 hours at the most. And so when end up going home, like the rest of that day, like I just really chilled all day at the house like I normally do by myself. And then Sunday, I woke up. I was a little sore, but I was thinking it was just because we was wrestling and I was just sore from that. So I ain't think nothing of it. So Sunday gone, I go back to work on Monday. Monday, I'm still sore. And then, I'm still thinking like, damn, like I must have really been rested, cause we was drunk as shit. So we was going in, like we was fucking his house up. We was going in. Like I said, his ankle ended up breaking from that. So that tell you how we was going in. But Monday I'm at work. I'm sore shit still. Like the soreness is a little more, but it's not that bad. I'm still thinking, it's from wrestling or whatever. Cause it's normally like if you get in a fight, a lot of time like the next day you start feeling that shit, like you sore and shit. So that kind of how I felt. But anyway, but like Monday, I started to get like a little dry cough, and I still didn't think nothing of it because it didn't hurt or anything like that. It was just like a little, nothing like that. I ain't think nothing of it. So Tuesday, the cough was a little more frequent, and my body was a little more sore. So my first two symptoms that I noticed was my soreness of the body, which I'm thinking is from wrestling on that Friday with them, and then the little cough. But like I said, the cough was kind of dry and it didn't hurt or nothing like that, so I didn't really think nothing of it. Well, I'm not gonna say I didn't think nothing of it. Tuesday, I started to a little. I'm like, I hope I'm not, getting sick or whatever. I didn't feel bad that when I was at work on Tuesday. I just was a little sore than I was on Sunday and Monday. But so anyway, Tuesday, like I get off work, it's like as soon as I got home on Tuesday, like I crashed. Like I went to sleep. I woke up at about 8 o'clock. Like I woke up sweating. I ended up taking my temperature. It was a 102. Like my body was sore as shit then. Like I start having chills. Like it's like all the symptoms start hitting me like at once. And then so I ended up texting my boss, and I was just like, hey, I think that I'm having some symptoms of COVID. Like I'm not gonna be able to come in tomorrow. I want to go get tested or whatever. So like it was just crazy. Like that Tuesday night, like I texted that. I ended up going back to sleep and waking back up like sweating again. And then I slept for the rest of that night or whatever. And then Wednesday I got up early in the morning, like early, maybe like 6 o'clock in the morning, trying to find like where I could go get tested and stuff for COVID or whatever. Because at this time, a lot of people were getting tested. So like even like the hospitals and stuff that I called weren't even doing tests anymore. They were only doing tests for like employees, or if you had like a primary doctor at the hospital. They weren't like just taking people like before. Same thing with like I'm still actually on CVS payroll, so I still have a lot of benefits with CVS, even though I'm not working there, but I'm still on the payroll. So like I was calling like I called at least 6 CVS's, the ones that have the minute clinics, because they doing the free COVID test too. They all was booked, like for days they was booked. So I'm like, shit. So actually one of my friends, shout out to Danielle, she actually ended up Googling something and sending it to me. So I ended up calling them and finding out that a church was doing the COVID test. So I'm not feeling good still at this point. Like I'm kind of feeling bad. But I've had the flu like 2 or 3 times. So I honestly just felt like I had the flu then. But it was still in the beginning stages. So like it wasn't as bad as the days to come. So I get up, I force myself up. Like I go drive to the church, which honestly was hell. Like I don't even remember driving there. Like I think I was driving with my back like all the way back the whole time. If I wasn't driving like that, I was driving like this on the steering wheel. But I ended up doing that. I was in that line for like, I got there early. Like it started at 9 o'clock. I got there at 9 o'clock, people was there early because I'm guessing, like I said, you really can't find a lot of places doing tests like they were in the beginning. But I ended up being there for like a little over 2 hours waiting in that line to get tested. So I get through the line, and they were making us, you seen stories, or unless you probably got to test yourself, they either stick it in your nose or your mouth. But like I said, I've had the flu before, and honestly, that's how they test you when you getting the flu. Like when they test you for the flu, that's the same way. Only difference is like the little stick thing is shorter for the flu. Like the flu thing when I got tested was like that, but it's still sticking in your nose. But that COVID test thing was like that long. But they made us do it ourselves. So like they handed us the stuff through our cars, and like we had to open everything ourselves and like stick it in our own nose. But they tell you, they like, all right, they'll tell you keep going until you supposed to be where you be, I guess. And then they was like, all right, hold it 5 seconds or 10 seconds, I don't remember. But hold it. So then they tested whatever. So this was Wednesday. I go back home. I'm not feeling good. I went back to sleep. I'm starting to like my fever had went down a little. It had ended up going down to like 100 Wednesday, which still is kind of high. But I'll sleep for the rest of the day, but I'm still having chills. The body aches. I'm starting to have a headache. And then I can sleep for the rest of the day. Thursday, I wake up. Damn, I really was sick for 2 weeks. I ain't telling y'all every day, but I was sick as shit. And then, so shout out to like Auntie Patty, Jory, Tori, Charles, and my mama. I say shout out to them because like they was like making sure like I got everything I needed. Like they was dropping food off, like drinks off, like they was just in the mix. And shout out to a lot of my Facebook friends and just friends and family in general, like all the messages that I was getting, text messages, inboxes, like some people I didn't even know, which I thought was dope. Like people that was really concerned and stuff like that. So shout out to y'all, because like that did help me a lot. Sometimes I didn't respond a lot because honestly, like I was asleep literally all day. The doctor had told me to try to get up because he was like, a lot of times if you sleep all day, that's when you start to catch pneumonia. So I would try to I would honestly only have strength probably like towards midnight or like 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I would get a little strength, and I would come and sit in my little sunroom, and I would sit in the chair maybe for like 30 minutes if I could. But I was literally just sweating the whole time, like nonstop, just sweating. Like the fan would help a little, but then the chills would come. Like it was rough. Like I was so tired of fucking sweating. Like literally, I would change my sheets like every other day. I kept on washing my sheets and stuff like that because literally I would wake up and they would be soaking wet, because that's how bad I was sweating. I was sweating so bad. Unless I didn't have energy to do nothing. Like I couldn't watch TV. I didn't have energy to play the song. I ain't have energy to tell Alexa nothing. Like, so sometimes people thought I was ignoring them, and I wasn't. I just wasn't looking at my phone because I didn't have energy to even roll over. But so my worst days was when I really thought I was about to die. So I had got I had a rental car like a couple days before I got sick because my car had got hit, so it was in a shop getting fixed or whatever, the little dents or whatever, it was getting fixed. So the day one day during, while I'm sick, I'm not supposed to be out or nothing like that. But like when it comes to certain things, you really on your own, especially being in, like I said, I have friends, like close friends and stuff like that here, but it's only so much like that, they can do, or even that I'm asked. So for the most part, I'm pretty independent. But I say this because I know if I was back home, I would have had more help. Um, but anyway, I had to go outside because the rental car was due and I had to turn the car back in, and I didn't have anybody to turn the car in for me. So I drove to the rental car place to turn it in, sick as shit, like literally like I don't know, I don't remember driving there either. Like that was God. But I dropped the car off. I literally got out the car. I had to call an Uber to take. I was supposed to go get my car, but I didn't have enough energy to go get my car. My car had been ready for 2 weeks, but like I said, I didn't really have nobody to go get it, and I didn't really want to be around people because I was sick, and I just knew it was bad. I didn't want to do that to nobody. But I did have to call an Uber. So I had told the lady, all right, but before that, so I turned the car in, like I get out the car, and this is the day where I posted a message on Facebook, and I was like, pray for me, like I'm not doing good. I've never experienced this. It was so crazy. Like, okay, so I dropped the car off, got out, and I'm literally walking. I called my best friend because like I start like my eyes, my blur, my vision and stuff started getting really blurry, and like I couldn't, like I just wanted to lay on the street, like I couldn't, I didn't have energy to stand up, to sit down, nothing. So I called him, and I'm just on FaceTime him. I'm just leaning over. I really called him to give me something to do, to kind of take my mind off what I was going through in the moment. But it got really bad, and I just ended up hanging up because I didn't have energy to even do that. But anyway, the Uber came, and I was walking to the Uber car, and literally almost passed out. Like I caught myself on the building, on the street. That's like my whole vision just went blurred. Like I couldn't see shit. Like, and I'm blind. I'm one of those people who wear my contacts for damn near a year long. So I've had eye infections and shit like that, eye stuff. Like I was just born blind. But I've never experienced nothing like that. Like I couldn't see shit. Like all my vision just went blur. I'm trying to look at my phone. Like I'm woozy. I can't see shit. Actually the Uber driver she seen me like fall over on the building. So she got out the car. She's like, "Are you okay?" I think she thought I was drunk or something. And I was like, "I don't feel good." So I'm like, at this point too, like I'm drenched in sweat. Like I'm sweating crazy. And I get in the back of her car, and she had the windows down, but she seen how bad I was sweating and stuff. So she ended up rolling the windows up and putting the AC on or whatever, but I still was high. And then like I was in the back, and I just stretched out in her back because like I just felt like I was about to die. So then I got home. I had told her or whatever, so she was like, thanks. I gave her a big tip for that. And then I got home. When I got home, that's when I had posted a message. And then as soon as I posted it, like I made myself go to sleep. And then, everybody was hitting me up and stuff like that, which I probably shouldn't have posted that then, but I did felt like I needed all the prayer words because I really felt like I'm about to die. But I woke up, I ended up calling the doctor. So a lot of times, like I did the doctor visit 3 times. It's free with my insurance, but I did the virtual visits. Um, so I called the doctor. I was telling them everything, and they basically said I was dehydrated. So they was telling me I need to drink water or Gatorade or something for every hour. So I tried, but I didn't. I think that's one reason why I was sicker than I should have been, because I didn't, like, I had soup and stuff. I would eat it sometime. Like, my aunt bought me some elderberry tea. She had shipped it to me. She had shipped me like the little pulse reader that reads your oxygen, because like I started having I couldn't breathe at one point. Good. So what was I going with that? Oh, the doctor. So they was telling me, I need to drink fluids every hour to kind of build, because I was dehydrated. So only thing, I still wasn't drinking the fluids, but like my best friend had Googled some shit or whatever, and like he was like, oh, well, it says that you can eat these certain things or drink these certain things. So he ended up buying me watermelon and cantaloupe, and he dropped that off to the door or whatever. And like that watermelon cantaloupe, I felt like that like hydrated me so much. Like it was literally the only thing that I could, cause I didn't have taste. Like I couldn't taste nothing. Like I was eating the soup, I didn't know what the fuck that shit tasted like, but I felt the warmness going down. But like I had lost my taste. But that watermelon, even though I couldn't really taste it like that, it was still so much liquid in it. Like it was like drinking. I mean, it was eating, but I don't know if you ever had some juicy ass watermelon or cantaloupe. Like it was good as shit. Like, I feel like it hydrated me. Like probably an hour after I had ate that, I started feeling better. But then I start feeling bad again or whatever. But this went on for like 2 weeks. I'm trying to count down the days, because everybody like, oh, after 10 to 14 days, it'll be out your system. You'll feel better or whatever. And literally, I don't think I really start feeling better until like that maybe 16th day or something. Like my job, I was off for 2 weeks. I was off for 3 weeks total, but they say 14 days. So my job was like, they thinking I'm coming back that after the 14 days. I'm like, I still don't feel good. So after I start feeling better, I still was sleep all the time. My fatigue was heavy. Like I still was tired as shit all the time. I still was having bad headaches. And my breathing still wasn't that good. So after the 3rd week or whatever, I took that week to kind of rest. So the 4th week, which was last week, I went back to work. And no, not last week. That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. So I went back to work, and I didn't feel good at work. I was so tired. And the doctor had told me, which I think a lot of times people think that, after 14 days, your symptoms are you just better. But that's not necessarily how it works. You might not be going through all the symptoms, or you might not be feeling as bad, but you still have some of those symptoms, which, like I said, the symptoms that I still had when I wasn't feeling as bad was the fatigue. I still had really bad headaches, and I still had a little shortness of breath. But the fatigue was killing me at work. Like I couldn't even work. Like I'm supposed to work 10 hours. I couldn't work 10 hours. Like I was working like 6 hours, and that was still too much. Like I was tired as shit. But so that was that week. Last week, was a little better. Like I had a drink. I smoked some hookah, which I shouldn't have did. Because people say, man, that's like, it's too soon for you to be smoking hookah. And I could tell, because like I smoked hookah, and literally the next morning when I woke up, I was just burning and shit, which the hookah don't do that to me. And it ain't pulling because it been sitting there. But my chest and stuff was burning, and it wasn't good. But I was trying to be grown. And then, like, I think I was just stuck in the house. Like, I was over. I wanted to get out. Like, but I wanted to make sure, because the doctor had told me, when the doctor told me I wasn't contagious anymore, I still took that week off and still, like, self-quarantine so I wouldn't be around anybody. I didn't go around anybody till 2 weeks after the doctor told me that I wasn't contagious anymore. Because I wanted to protect people. So after last week, I started drinking. I did hookah, but I still was having the fatigue. The headaches went away last week, but the fatigue was still there. The doctor said it could last up to 6 weeks after, which that means this week, which is today is the 28th, will be the 3rd week. So I still have like up to 3 weeks for me to be dealing with the fatigue or headaches. But like I said, the headaches kind of gone. The fatigue is still there, but not as bad as it was. Like at the beginning, like right after, like it was hard. Now it's not as bad as it was. And plus, I started the gym back this week. That's been a little rough. I can tell I haven't been in the gym, and like I get tired really quick. So I think it did something to my lungs a little bit, because I never got out of breath that quick. And besides the gym, I was like out of breath at work, like just cleaning. Like I was cleaning. Like I got a new store, so I've been having them clean for the last 2 weeks. And like I literally had to like sit down, because I was like I could not breathe. So I gotta build that back up. But that's pretty much my COVID story. I'm a survivor. I didn't think I was gonna make it, but I made it. I know a lot of people was worried about me. But I do truly want to say thank you to everybody that reached out to me every single day and just checked on me, showed concern. Like, I appreciate that. Y'all got a special place in my heart forever. But that's, my first story time. I'm going to come again with another story time. This one is about, surviving COVID. The other ones, I done some shit, or been in some shit, or seen some shit. So, I have some interesting stories. But I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all follow me, subscribe to my channel, share it for, people that might have similar experiences with COVID, or, just don't know. So that's a little of my experience. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.